10:30 volleyball.
Right.
Oh, no. Connie, the pool is being filled with water. They drained
Oh,
it here, and
finally-
now they're
they
refilling it.
They finally decided they actually needed to fix it, huh?
Well, they're
Yeah.
attempting, that is right. Oh. All right, Lynn, I'll throw out a couple of things. One is to help Mary. Mary has an iPad and something pops up on it in her settings. And there's something that is highlighted saying, finish setting up your iPad. Now, she's had this iPad for 10 years. All right, Connie, you're nodding.
I have the same, but I don't want to put in my wallet and all that other garbage, which is what they want me to do. I just
Okay,
ignore it.
so what you're saying is just disregard, or how do you delete it?
Yeah, there's probably no reason that you need to do some of the stuff. It depends on what she wants to do with it. A lot of the new features that Connie mentioned, Apple Wallet, would mean that it'd be a faster payment if you're doing payments on the iPad.
Right.
But it also means you're giving your credit card information to Apple, with which you might not want to do. So pros and cons.
Right. Is there an easy way to delete it? Or just
It's one of those, there's not an easy way for you to ignore that notification.
that's fine.
Like
Okay.
say, do not display.
Drop it.
It's
Okay.
one of those, if you like tidy inboxes and no notifications,
Yes.
it's one that it drives you insane.
If you-
And
If you
Yeah.
turned off notifications, would it turn off Apple notifications?
let
too?
me Google for you, Rob. And see if I can find anything. So how many of you, what's consensus, clean inboxes or hundreds of unopened emails?
Clean.
Lane,
Unopened emails. I
There's
try to
always,
clean out the unopened ones. It's all the opened ones that are in there too.
I have a crazy filing system. Maybe I file the things that I'm interested in on my laptop, where I feel better about that whole Windows filing system, and just leave things up that I can see on my iPad and phone that I have some ongoing interest in. Everything else gets deleted.
Well, if we have a moment later, I'd love to share my screen and walk through. I have trash and I have junk, and I've never deleted those. Is that a good idea to delete them also? Okay.
well, don't you mean, Sue, empty them
Yes.
as
Empty them.
opposed to delete? Yeah, you want to keep the
No.
icons, I think, on your screen, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but you want empty.
yes. That it's one of those best practice rules. Like I throw a lot of things in trash, but sometimes since I like my tidy inbox, I sometimes have to go back in my trash to find things that I deleted thinking I didn't need them. So it's also an archival history. So if you're one of those people like me that does that, you might not want to delete it. But if you know certain things, if you go, oh, my junk emails, I don't need any of those, let me trash and delete all those, you can do that too.
Thank
So
you. I think,
there
yeah,
are pros and cons to both systems, and also depending on your storage in your email settings, you might run out of space if
okay.
you don't delete.
So I just archive my things in my inbox. You archive them in your trash.
I do sometimes trash something. I'm a good, said, oops. But the junk, I think I'd feel okay, I will empty junk.
Yeah.
So, it looks like, Rob, you can shut off notifications. Theoretically, I don't know, we'll have to test it to see. Under the settings in Mary's iPad,
Right?
if you go down to Siri and search, it's there's a allow notifications section that's mine is defaulted on, and suggestions for an Apple. So you just want to turn off those suggestions from Apple section.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn.
See if that works. If it does not, we'll try something else.
All right, not a big deal.
It's one of those, it's always bothered me. I'd like to know how to do it. I've just never spent the time to figure it out. So thank you for making me spend the time to figure it out.
Hmm.
I have another question. This is on Rob's. I was doing an envelope today, which I think is very nice on a number 10 envelope to do. And I wanted to change the font type and the print size to make it a standard. So when I turn it on, is that easily doable?
For your emails, I think I missed the beginning of this. Emails or a
Right.
Word document or,
No, an envelope. I was printing an envelope.
oh, an envelope. Thank you.
Yeah, I printing an envelope, and when I opened it on the envelope, why, it gave me a certain, font type and a certain print size. And I wanted to change my font type to Arial, and I wanted to change my print size, maybe let's say to 16 instead of 12. And I didn't get the feeling, Lynn, that what I did manually was locked into the system. So is this something that I have to change every time I do it?
Are you doing this in Pages?
I'm doing it in, no, not in Pages. I guess I'm trying to think where I do it. I go to Windows. And
If you share your screen, you can show us what you're doing, how you do it, and we can maybe show you where the default is.
All right, let's
That might be easier.
be glad to do it. Walk me through, Lynn, because it's been a while.
Yeah, so there's a green button at the bottom of your panel
Share
that
screen,
says,
okay, I'm with you
Yep.
there.
so you hit that and the first thing that's highlighted should say desktop 1
Correct.
and just hit the blue share button.
Oh, that was a no-brainer. Open system preferences. I guess hit that.
Oh, you might need to say allow video or
Oh,
something like that.
well, now I'm back to kind of general. Maybe I went too far, Lynn. All right, try it again, Rob. Share screen. Desktop 1, share. All right, now it says allow to Zoom to share your screen. And they say open system preferences.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I think
I'm
you
gonna
need to,
share, hit the share again.
no, I think you need to turn on a setting in your system preferences.
All
If you
right.
hit that open system preferences, does it send you somewhere?
Well, it says screen recording Zoom. All right, now I've got a list of about a dozen or 20, starting Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and network. I can scroll down to whatever you want.
I'm trying to think what settings it would be under. Is it under privacy and security, maybe?
Yeah, that's let's hit that. Oh,
And it's been so long since we've had this. Usually it sends you to the right one, or it tells you where to go to the right one. Bear with me.
Real quick, say hi, Stephen. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've been working pretty hard. I thank you for noticing. As you can see, I've got my Zoom problem solved, which I want to sing about after we work on this problem.
Well, can you fix Chuck's Zoom problem? This is
I
a
might.
camera.
Cameras and neither one of them work.
Okay, so it looks like we need to go to security, which we did, and then toggle screen share. Do you have a little red icon, Rob, with a round circle in it that says screen recording? Under the share and privacy.
all right, I'm in privacy and security.
Yes.
And what's my first word, Lynn?
Scroll down. It's not for mine under the initial one. I have to scroll down under microphone, camera, home kit, speech recognition. There's one towards
Yeah.
the bottom that says screen recording.
Well, I was with it when you got to speech recognition.
Speech recognition,
I'm
media and
sorry.
Apple Music. Do you have that one?
No, I don't have Apple Music. Apple
Okay.
advertising.
Files and folders, full disks, oh, maybe that's it. Full disk asset.
Will this ask us? All right, I'll do that. All right, I have two choices. Whatever the looks like is junk in the first one. The other one is just Zoom.
Yeah, click is the Zoom one with a little toggle to the right.
Yeah, click it.
Yeah.
I clicked it to privacy
On.
and security, and your password, so forth. Beats me
So
with. Want me to enter a password and see if it works?
So it's your computer password.
All right, see if that works. Modify settings. Zoom will not have full disk access until it is quit.
So you might need to exit Zoom and come
All right,
back.
now it says Lynn, quit and reopen.
Yeah, try that.
All right,
You might lose us.
Hi.
yeah, that's right. Leave meeting. Okay, sayonara.
Come back. Poor Rob. Must have been an update.
That was a lot of steps and all of a sudden password. Oh, my goodness.
Mine did an update when I tried to log in this morning.
Mm.
I Zoom.
Yeah,
Just
there was an
automatically
update.
went and
Yes.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I manually updated, but then it told me it would have done it when I first logged in, so.
Mm-hmm.
I tried and didn't get anything, so I tried the update before and couldn't find one, so maybe it did it automatically.
Welcome back.
All right, I'm back. All right. We've turned it on. Let's assume it works. Not a big deal. Don't want to take any more time.
Try screen sharing now.
What about the screen sharing?
Try screen sharing. See
Oh.
if you can see your screen now.
All right. Oh, that's what we were doing. So open.
Is it still sending you back to the general settings?
Yeah, well, that's right. It is still doing it. privacy and security, that's where we were here a few minutes ago, I think, Lynn.
Yes, and you turn that on.
Yeah, I'll hit that Zoom button. And it's now on. Okay, I'm
And
chasing my tail again.
yes, it's fascinating. I want to solve it for you.
No,
Is he looking, but down where he's got the stop video and mute and share screen and all that stuff? And it's not working?
Yeah, full disk access should do that. So if you keep going down past full disk access, do you see anything else, Rob? What are the next labels it gives you?
all right. You're talking about down beyond privacy and security, is that right?
So we were in the full disk access. Yes, section.
Back up, Lynn. I lost you.
So
You wanted me to read down this list of about 20 different things?
yes,
And I
we
was at
we
privacy and
got
security.
down to the full disk access. What's below that? So under privacy and security,
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm hitting privacy and security. All right, I see. I was in the wrong pew. All right, now I got something else. Where do you want me to? Full disk access. You want me to read what's going down?
yes.
Accessibility,
Mm-hmm.
input monitoring,
Mm-hmm.
screen recording,
Click on screen recording.
screen recording, it says Zoom and it's on as opposed to not on, like I was there for a while. Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's on.
Now I think I go back to privacy.
Yeah, go back.
Where were we? We were at screen recording.
Yeah,
And-
everything below it should be good.
All right.
So under accessibility, we already passed that, but was Zoom on there?
Accessibility. Okay, I'm at accessibility. Voiceover, Zoom, display.
Is Zoom turned on?
Oh, it's in Zoom. What do you got? Use keyboard shortcuts to Zoom. None of this is on, Lynn. Use trackpad gesture to Zoom. Use scroll gesture with modifier keys to Zoom. Modifier key for scroll gesture. Zoom style. Screen display advanced. Hover text.
Is that what's, if you, when you turn the Zoom one on and under accessibility, that's the list you get?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. Those
Oh,
five or
Things.
six choices.
okay. And is there a accept or yes or no or?
Yeah, no, there's nothing that gives you a yes or no question on it. I
Okay.
guess from here, you're gonna turn something on or off,
Mm-hmm.
and then just maybe leave this and go to another choice.
Yeah, if Zoom's on there, that should be fine.
But, you know, all right, I'm at Zoom with those 5 or 6 choices, but nothing, Lynn, is
That's
on.
odd. I don't understand why you can't share your screen. Makes no sense to me.
All right,
Does it have to restart to make that happen, does it?
The computer,
Yeah,
possibly. If he restarted Zoom, it should be fine. That's what the settings said. Because I've been on our Zoom call before and it's done it for me. I don't know. So Rob, going back to your envelope issue, which is the whole why we got
That
here.
was the one question I was asking.
Yes.
I don't do a lot of
So-
envelopes, but it was just a question I had. Maybe somebody had some input on it.
Yeah, so see if you can find in your doc what software you use to create the label for the envelope.
Safari.
Safari. So are you in Safari going to a website to design the?
All right, I understand your question. So, yeah, on my doc, I've got Word down
Mhm.
here. And I go to Word and I get a blank document
Mm-hmm.
and I open that. Or I try, create, yes. Okay, now I'm over here and I'm on my document and I hit mailings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over here to envelopes and I hit create
Mm-hmm.
envelopes. Okay, and now I have got my delivery address and it says font. So I hit the font and it's, can't pronounce the word, calibrate light headings. That's
Mhm.
checked on, and regular, my size is 12. And so what Rob wants to do, he wants to go down here to Arial, he wants to change that, and he wants to change the size. I did something with 16, that's too high. So let's just make it a 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 14
Mm-hmm.
there. And now what I would like to do is to make this, Robbie, open your eyes, maybe. How about putting it down here when the word default kicks in? What do you think? The
I
light
was
bulb
about
went
to ask
on.
if there was a default or options section for you to click
And
on.
now the computer, it's pretty dumb, right? It just says, Rob, do you want to change the default envelope address font to Arial 14 point? And the answer is yes. Good night, nurse. No further comment. Boy, nice job. I came to the right spot.
Sometimes you just need somebody to stand behind you and then you're like, oh, how did I miss this
Why
before?
are we here?
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
You're not
default.
an idiot,
That was the
but
thing. All right. Are you ready for any more humor entertainment here? There was something on my
yes.
computer last week in the upper right-hand corner that said your keyboard, needed, juicing up. Now, this is a new computer since I last got to you. The other computer keyboard had some batteries. You put some AA's in there and so forth. But Rob doesn't read things right. He thought that what I was supposed to do was to recharge my mouse. So I got this wire from Lene and, I recharged my mouse and my keyboard just wasn't responding. And finally, it came to me, this keyboard, Robbie, doesn't use batteries. There's a little slot up here in the top. That's all right. Anyway, goodbye. Anyway, good. I'm
It's
off.
nice when it's that easy though, isn't it?
It was. That's right. So that's it. Okay, we're back. No other comments. Egg on my face.
Pastor Ann told me to tell you guys about some tech stupidity on her end. She was using she set up the iPad for chapel for me yesterday because I had a doctor's appointment. And at the end, she realized she didn't know how to turn an iPad off because she doesn't use an iPad. So she's like, I have no idea how to, let it go to sleep or turn it off. So when I got in yesterday, she's like, how do I, put this to sleep?
I had almost forgotten how to turn it off because I don't use our old iPad much anymore. Bill does, and I wanted to restart it. And I said, oh yeah, you gotta do this and this at the same time. Yeah.
No stupid questions.
No.
Easy mistakes.
Right.
Oh well.
Well, I have
Makes for a
some,
good story. Go ahead, Sue.
I did order what the gentleman I talked to at Apple understood me to be asking for. And I think I, reiterated what we talked about. And so far, a package that says Microsoft Office 365 showed up. And I asked for an extra cord because my old cords for my old equipment is getting, kind of beat up. But the actual laptop is scheduled to arrive July 11. And Citadel Bank called me to ask me if the unusual charges they saw on my credit card were ones that I had made, and was I pressured into doing it. So they did their job. And so I'm excited.
Very exciting news anytime you get a new piece of technology. But
Yeah. Well, Rob, this is something, I had a Dell tower in between, but I'm using an iPad from 2015
Mhm.
and an iPhone that's about 3 years old. And that's what I've been using for a while. So I've missed Microsoft Office and a lot of things, and finally said I want all of that back again.
Mhm.
I'm glad we got you sorted. So once you get that new MacBook or MacBook Air, let us know and we'll help you set it up.
Thank you. And I also had to look up the name of what I had purchased, MacBook Air, a couple of times. Like, what is it called again? MacBook Air. So, if I revisit something a few times, it will actually sink in, which is a nice thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. The more often you say and do, the more you'll, learn.
Yeah, and I'm very visual. I have to see it and read it. So
Mhm.
found out that.
Yeah. Very cool.
Oh, well.
Any other questions or updates, Sue? Or,
Well, Lynn, I don't know that anybody else uses Brave,
Mhm.
but it was a challenge. As you got in all my texts. But and it, I've saved the link for these are the new things in Brave. And I decided I really don't need VPN, which is $9.99 a month. They have their own VPN now. And I'm trying, they have one thing that they have now is a vertical tab bar instead of having them across the top. You can have them on the side. So I'm trying it. We'll see. Took me a while to figure out how to get a new tab. But
So for those of you who did not hear, Connie wanted to update Brave, which is a new browser, and she got an error message. So she had to reinstall the whole thing.
well, it
Oh.
said you had to, that's what it
Mm.
did. When I clicked on the thing on the top for update, it said you can't, your old one can't be updated, you have to reinstall. And
Mhm.
then you said to use just the update website you did, and I downloaded that, and then I got an error message. It said it couldn't tell that there wasn't any malware on it, so it wouldn't let me install it. So I went back up to the button and used theirs, which had a bar to click on for Mac OS, and I went that way and it worked.
Mhm.
So
Sounds good. Glad it got sorted.
it got sorted.
And for those of you who didn't understand the term, Connie used VPN. It's a virtual private network, which
Sorry about that.
no, it's a good thing. But yes, you're right. You probably don't need it for your purposes.
I've read articles that say most people do not need a VPN.
It's one of those, it hides your computer IP address so that it's safer for you to do things on the internet with less chances of hackers and things getting in. And if you're super paranoid about the computer, it's good to have, but for most people, you probably don't need to worry about it. It doesn't hurt, but
Okay.
yes,
It just costs money.
Speaking of VPNs, remember the Google or the Gmail and Zoom problems I was having?
correct.
Obviously, I'm not having the Zoom problem anymore. And I don't have the Gmail problem anymore. While troubleshooting, we learned that when I was attached to a VPN, they worked fine. And when I wasn't, when I was on my own network, it didn't work. So I finally called Verizon and we learned, well, I learned that there is a setting on the router to use what's it called? IPV6, which is a longer address interface that the internet uses, but not consistently. And it was turned on. And when the Verizon person turned it off on the router, it worked fine. And he said this is actually a common internet-wide problem. So keep that in your back pocket, Lynn, if you
Use
find a
Verizon.
problem like mine. And I'm going to call the professional troubleshooter I was speaking with and give him a heads up too, because it's apparently it's well known among the tech savvy people. And it was the only thing the Verizon guy could think of that might be causing the problem. And it was.
Is
So-
it an incompatibility between the
It's
two?
not, it's, remember when everybody was worried about Y2K where the dates weren't set up to roll over?
Really.
This is similar. They went from one address capability, they were running out of addresses, so they expanded it. But not everybody's code is written to handle the expanded version of the addresses.
So they added digits to it?
Yes, essentially, they added numbers to the addresses. But if it's turned on to use it and a piece of software isn't coded to use it, it could burp. And that's what was happening with Gmail and Zoom.
I've been
me.
using the VPN that McAfee provides,
Mm-hmm.
and no problems that I know of.
Yeah, well, like I said, when I was on a VPN, it was working fine. I didn't even think to turn my VPN on. I was actually on CVIM's network, which is like being on a VPN, and Zoom worked fine and Gmail worked fine for me. So it was a very simple fix to a very mysterious problem.
Wow.
So what was it called again? Something?
IPV6. The alternative is IPV4, and it's a setting on your router.
Okay. Is that a physical switch or do you go in online and do it?
You'd have to get on your router specifically with your browser, yes.
I figured, I just
Of
thought.
course, he did it remotely. I didn't get on my router. I have been on my router before and made changes. Unfortunately, I can't remember my admin password anymore.
I wouldn't even know how to get on my router.
Very simple, actually. You just put the URL in to your browser, the 3-digit combination and of the IP, I'm sorry, the IP address of your router. And it'll let you log on. And you can,
Connie, you use Comcast, correct, at Marist Grove?
Yeah, but I have a different router. I have a Motorola that I bought that I'm using with Comcast. It's a Comcast compatible, but it's a combined router and everything else that hooks everything up to it.
Yeah, I don't know about them. I think you can. That would go
I'm sure you
Google.
can do it. I just have never tried, and I'm sure I can Google it and say how to do it. Eventually
Yeah,
I'll
it's
find
not,
somebody
it's
that will
not
tell me that.
difficult. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
But if you're
I
not
kn-
having any problems, leave things alone.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know, with mine, in the I use a Verizon one, and it's all in the Verizon settings on my Verizon account. So that's where I do all that. I can get in, which is easier. If you're using different systems, it's probably a little bit more work, but
Well, I got this
Google
because
knows all the answers.
I got it
thought-
because I thought it
Access
would be
your router
faster.
from
but-
your phone?
Mhm.
Oh, pretty cool.
I thought it might be on the router label, but it's not. I don't see it anyway.
It's not.
Well, I keep a copy of the,
Yeah.
Look at you. Impressive. Fascinating. Well, thank you for sharing, Sheeving. Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, how about if I say, I think I know how to do something and I tell you what I'm doing and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Sounds good.
Okay, I updated what I share. I updated to Sue Kelly, she, her. And I think if I select, whoops, that didn't work. I tapped on my iPad the 3 dots that have more,
Mm-hmm.
and it says meeting settings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Oh,
To change your name
yeah.
default. So do you have your name listed at the top when you hit the 3 dots with your email?
Oh, with my email?
Yes.
I don't know.
Is there a little icon with like a SK or like an
I'm looking.
image view?
I just toggled over to email and there's nothing there. Now I'm back to
In the
Zoom.
Zoom app.
Oh. Okay, now I really don't know what to do.
Is your Zoom, because you're looking at your Zoom app, yes?
No, I'm looking at all of you on the screen and I just touched the 3 dots at the top. It said more.
Okay. So that's specifically for this meeting.
Ah, okay.
So you need to go back to that like general Zoom thing
Okay.
that pops up before you join our meeting. Do you
Yep.
join our meeting through the browser or do you hit the Zoom app?
I keep going back to the little icon that says Zoom and I just come back to you guys.
If you're on the iPad, it won't let you work on this while you're in the Zoom meeting.
Okay, I'll do it when I'm not in a Zoom meeting. Yay,
So-
maybe how to do it and I don't know that I know how to do it. Very good.
So when we end today,
Mhm,
in the Zoom app, when you're not joining a meeting, there'll
mhm.
be a side panel that says home, team chat, meetings, and contacts. Let me see if I can share this. I will find out. If I see if I'm lucky.
Trying.
Trust. I don't want it to sync. I don't want it to sync. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now you're seeing my iPad.
Mhm.
So this is what Zoom looks like when you're not using, when you're not in a meeting. And on the side, you can see my little picture up here, and on the side, there's a section. If you hit that More tab,
Mhm.
there's going to be a list, and mine has my name and email here, and that's where I can change my profile stuff. So if you click on Lynn George, this is all the information. So display name, pronouns, update password. So if I want to change my name, I can do that here. If I want to change my pronouns, I can do that here. All that kind of stuff. So if you want to change your photo, you can click on your photo right there.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's where you can do all those settings on your iPad. And that will be universal. So if you log in on your computer, it will be the same, and you can change it on your computer to that setting as well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
On a similar note, when I'm in Zoom, like you just were, but I'm on my computer, let me share this screen.
Sometimes we have issues screen sharing with the actual.
So I have this, everybody see what I'm looking at?
Mhm.
Sonic Wall.
I'm sorry,
Sonic Wall. We're seeing Sonic Wall. We're not seeing Zoom.
we're not seeing Zoom.
It doesn't usually show us the Zoom app once people are screen sharing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You're looking at Sonic Wall. All right, I'll stop sharing. I don't know how to get Zoom to update. I've looked everywhere on its interface and I can't find it.
So I don't know if yours will be different than mine, but it's in the same section where like my image was. There's a tab with a section. It's in the, when I'm logged in, it's at the very top right.
Okay.
It might be the left or bottom or something for you, but it has the same thing. I can work on my profile, and then the fourth one down is check for updates.
Yeah, it doesn't say update either. It says version listed or something like.
Oh, there it is. How about that? Gotcha. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay, problem
Yay.
solved. 2 in 1 week. This is a good week.
I'll have to try that when I get off.
Yeah. It will usually update for you automatically when you relaunch. But I know I had one lady come to Westminster to screen share or do a presentation, and her Zoom was so old that it wouldn't let her connect to our Zoom room.
Oh.
And we had to delete it and reinstall the whole thing.
Mm.
But she also, and this is for UPC people, which I don't think you're using Microsoft Edge, but she had an old version that she couldn't even get to the browser with that version. So we had to reinstall a browser for her too.
She walks out with a new computer pretty much.
Pretty much she needed a
Yeah.
new computer.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to tell her that.
Yes, yes. When you walk in to, do a help someone with the presentation, you don't have a lot of time, and they're, frustrated and worried about their presentation. You don't want to stress them out even more.
She's lucky she's at Westminster.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And I was there to troubleshoot. I'm not always there to troubleshoot. So,
Yeah.
good. Any other questions, things you'd like to discuss?
Not yet.
Next week, right? So
We could let her go to work.
Usually you think, go ahead.
Well, the whole thing about, for me, for getting a new computer, the motivation was the environmental community I want to join and work for. So if you're, motivated and you want to get back in the swing of things, it's not as, it's like, oh, good, I'm going forward here for a good reason. So, but
Right. It's a good excuse.
yes.
Sometimes we need excuses to spend money.
Oh, I am so sorry. Excuse me. I'll just sign off. Bye-bye for now. Darn it.
Very nice.
Oh, well.
Okay. Any other topics, concerns, worries of the world?
No. Gonna go brave the heat and go to the grocery store with my brother.
Good luck.
I know.
It was brutal when I went.
An icon on my desktop that allowed me to just click on it and open up my router.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, it is. So, let's see, I have to put my router password in here to do something, I see. Carry on, I'll keep playing here. I don't think it's the router that's causing this problem, but we'll see.
It might not even be on. It might be a different,
That's true.
might be the right one.
Invalid password. Okay, well, let's try that again.
I'm gonna sign off, Lynn, so we can go get ready to swelter. Take care.
Stay cool.
Yep.
Bye, Chuck. Or Rob. I can't talk.
All right.
Hi to Mary.
Have a great day, guys. Stay cool.
You too.
Stephen, what am I looking for here?
I honestly don't know because I didn't make the change myself.
Oh,
It's going to be in network settings of some sort, and you'll see IPv4 and IPv6, and you want to turn off 6. I saw it in a properties for a connection. Let me see if I can find it real quick to look at where it is. Look at settings. Network and internet settings. Properties. Oh, okay. It says IPv4 address and IPv4 DNS servers, and it would have, so it's under the route, the network properties.
would this matter that I'm on a Mac and you're on a PC?
I don't think so. A router is a router is a router.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any numbers like you're suggesting. All I'm seeing is the WPA security. I looked under connectivity. I looked under Wi-Fi settings.
Oh, I would think it would be under connectivity.
Well, that's where I just was. All right, let's see. Here's my settings.
And you can't share your screen, right?
I can try.
You have in the past with your camera not working.
Well, my camera, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So here's the connectivity window. Any thoughts? There's nothing there.
No,
There's-
Here's your internet settings.
that looks right.
No,
These are all basically the default that came in when it installed this, when I installed the router, whenever that was, a while back.
Yeah.
But I've gone through all of those tabs and I'm not seeing anything. So when I go back to the main menu, I tried Wi-Fi settings.
I don't think it would be in Wi-Fi specifically.
Okay, well, I didn't see anything there.
Look at secure, oh no, this has to do with addressing. And it's not under connectivity.
No, that's where we just were.
Yeah,
No, I was like, is it under the Wi-Fi settings in that section? But no, I don't think it is.
Oh, okay. I mean, here's that section.
Security mode.
yeah, that's all specific to Wi-Fi, and I'm using a hardwired connection. So I would think the router setting would be applicable to all connections. I'm sorry, did I already ask you to look at security?
We can look again. Here it is.
See. There-
IPv6, there it
There
is.
it is. Under firewall,
Enable.
you want to disable it. Under
What am I
firewall.
doing?
It's
Oh.
that last section.
Okay. The IP6 I'm disabling.
Yep. And if you hit OK,
I hit apply.
ah, darn, I expected your face to appear.
Maybe it needs a reboot. You know,
I did not have to restart. It took effect immediately. It was incredible.
never mind. Guess you could turn it back on, Chuck. It's not, doesn't seem
But it
like it.
couldn't hurt.
Well, you moved for 2 seconds.
There I am.
Look at that. There you are.
Yeah, I know. I can get myself there, but I don't move.
You
Oh, that's
usually
right.
get 2 seconds. Okay, that
So I should
rules
probably
out
just turn
that.
this back on.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be a reason. Yeah, but that's how you do it if you have other issues. Cool. Good to know. Thank you. Learned something today.
Yeah, so that's the nice thing about this Linksys. It just put everything, right on my desktop for me to get into this app. And it worked fine, but all right, let's see here. Get me a picture back. There you go. Either
Okay.
that, get down here and
So
change it.
you're gonna freeze. Okay.
Here's my other camera and it's moving for the moment, but it'll probably freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Shelley.
Hi.
Good to see you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm frozen again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Chuck.
I'm just living with it for the time being. I don't know what its problem is.
Yeah, I would hope a security update would fix it, but I know
Well,
you're an older operating system.
I did do
Well,
an
you saw he
update to the
re-enabled
operating-
it.
What's that?
You did re-enable it, didn't you?
Yes. I did an update to the operating system last week or so, 2 weeks ago, I guess, because it told me there was one available. So I said, okay, lay it on me. and thinking the same thing as you, Lynn, that maybe that would make it work again. And it did for a very short window of time.
I remember.
And then we're back to frozen again. And then, like I say, I went out and got this $29 Logitech extra camera. It's sitting up here on the top of my monitor. Actually, it's the one I'm using right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not working either. If I go back to the one that's in line or that's in the computer, there are little green lights on, and I'm moving at the moment, but I'll freeze up in a couple seconds if you give me a chance.
Well, we just get
And I am.
we just get a still picture of your handsome face. That's all.
That's it. What can I say?
It's a plus for us.
There you go. I don't know about that, but if you say so.
We're accentuating the positive here.
There you go.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm just dealing with it as is until I finally get time to. Yeah, see there, it froze again.
Yep. Well, we'll keep thinking about it and
Well-
try different things.
I don't know. It shouldn't be this difficult.
No.
No, it shouldn't.
Honey, nothing with always is.
And it worked just fine, Lynn, until I updated the Big Sur. You know,
You updated what?
till I updated to Big Sur,
Big
which
Sur.
a newer operating system than what I had.
Oh,
But it's not the current one. It's 2 or 3 back from what's the highest one.
I'm
so
not totally
we'll
sure
keep
I'm ready
boring.
to go to the highest one yet.
Yeah, you've got a couple in between,
Yeah,
but
and maybe that would solve the problem. I don't know.
yes, but that means reteaching Bev how to do everything.
You hit the nail on the head, Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
It's not hard. It
You see, can you see
Just
this
takes time.
notebook? You
No, we
see the
can't see.
notebook. All right, I'll fix that. Hang on.
I had to relearn how to install a printer last night on
This whole
Windows 11
notebook.
because I had never installed a printer on Windows 11. That was oh so much fun.
This whole notebook is instructions for her. You
You're a
name
good
it.
husband.
At the moment, it's in there. It's probably not up to date.
My dad used to do that for my mom. It had to be step by step instructions.
You got it.
Yep,
And then step by mini step.
yep. She still messed it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I found when I wrote instructions for my dad, he'd read the beginning of the sentence and not read the end.
Uh-huh.
Then he'd call me and say, "This didn't work." And I'd say, "Well, what did you do?" And I said, "Well, I did what the instructions said." And I said, "Did you do what all of the instructions said?" And he reread them. He said, "Oh no, I didn't read that part."
It's a man thing. It's gotta be a man thing.
I'm talking about my wife here now. Come on.
Okay. Well, we'll keep playing and see if we come up with anything.
We'll see.
Till then.
Who knows?